Hi guys, welcome to this video where we're looking at 10 tips for looting in the new 0.45 update in DayZ Standalone. Things have changed. Some are subtle, others are more dramatic. So let's not waste any time and get right down to those tips. This is the barn where they used to keep the animals. They used to feed the animals or milk the animals here. I found the shotgun right here, the one that I've got my back standing right here. As I go along, I've got hats, head protection, got more hats here, I've got some boots, footwear, a backpack, we've got some winter hunter pants here, we've also got a hoodie, which I'm also going to take, we've got another I've got a hard hat over here, better head protection. And then down the bottom here we have a melee weapon, baseball bat and a gas canister for cooking if needed. Okay, so that's this barn. So that is really impressive. We could be looking at a primary weapon, kit yourself out with clothing, as well as get a melee weapon. So that's my first tip for 0.45 looting.
My second tip for looting on 0.45 is basically that backpacks are spawning in the office building much more frequently. You can look up here. I found this blue Talon backpack I've got on at the moment, and on the first level which you can really go into, I've got one backpack there and another Talon backpack over there. So just to show you the outside of the building, so you can find backpacks. Okay guys, my third tip for looting on the new 0.45 servers is, it just seems from all the looting I've done so far, there's a hell of a lot more bucks around 12 gauge than any other types of ammo. So if you've got a shotgun in your backpack, then the chances are you'll stumble across some 12 gauge pretty quickly. Tip 4. With the increased number of spawning locations in the north, nearer some of the new cities and towns, more people are heading towards the northeast airfield to get high-end loot. Just take more care when you're there. Even if there are only a few people on the server, there's a good chance you will run into people. Tip 5, and this is one that people have been waiting for. Long scopes are now spawning in more locations. You can find them in civilian buildings now. One of those buildings is the cafe or the restaurant. This building here. So not only do they spawn PU scopes, but they also spawn long range scopes. Tip 6. There's a new gun in the game called the Longhorn. It's a pistol with a scope, and people are trying to get their hands on it. The best place to find it is the school. It only spawns in locations where you can get rifles and pistols. Rifles such as that, and then it will spawn over here in this corner. Bear that in mind. Locations like that are rare. Tip 7. This is the new city, shortened to Novo. As you can see, it sprawls down this valley, and there is a ton of loot here. There are office buildings, there are piano houses, there are red brick structures and cafes and all types of loot. Lots of loot. There are lots of townhouses, and these townhouses obviously give you food and some weapons and things like that, but more the point is there are lots of them. So even if there are people here already, chances are you will be able to find yourself some loot. Definitely worth coming. This is right in the north, to the left of Chernopolaya and Karma. Tip 8. With the new update comes a new building. I call it the workshop, and you can find general miscellaneous clothing, some basic weapons, nothing high end as such, but
That's the main section where they would potentially work on coaches or whatever they do there. There's also this admin area here, and in here, this section here sometimes is attached to the other part of the building. And we're currently in Novo, by the way. This building here, you tend to find other things in, like some medical supplies, some food, other types of clothing, sometimes medical supplies out the back here, and maybe some flares up in this particular section up here. It's like a staff room in here, and look, some fairly decent melee weapons. Tip 9. Now that there are more spawning locations in the north, the south, especially around Electro and Cherno, has become quieter. Of course, that means there's a whole lot of loot down there. So if you do have some time, it's probably worth running down to Cherno or Electro to do some looting. Tip 10, and my final tip for this video, is that in the new update I would pay even closer attention to cars, especially police cars. Weapons are spawning on bonnets, and although that did happen a little bit previously, it seems to be a higher spawn rate. See, we've got the P1 here, and over here we've got the amphibia on the roofs of those cars there. And of course, you get ammo inside these cars, and other types of clothing and whatnot. And it's also worth pointing out that cars in towns now might also spawn weapons and clothing and ammo. So definitely pay closer attention to vehicles in the new update. So that's the tips for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped. If it did, click the thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed already, then please subscribe. I much appreciate that. And I'll see you in the next video.